Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Well, this is a first to me. I had not heard about this and it was recently brought to my attention through the comments section on some of my more recent Call of Duty videos. You can get banned for playing on an Ally and a Legion Lenovo Go. Now, the actual specifics of this are kind of speculation at the moment, but they are, I'd say, about 99% sure on what the reason is for that. We're going to be going over that today and hopefully figure out a way to get around this or fix it. There's not necessarily a way to fit. If you've been banned already, the only thing you can do is on Reddit, a lot of people have been gathering and trying to report this to the FTC because honestly, this is just stupid. There is no advantage to playing on this, and I'll get into that right now. So why are you getting banned? Why could you potentially be getting banned? Right here, if you see that, I have this set to 10 watts silent operating mode, so there's no fan noise for you guys listening or watching. And what can happen is, say I started playing Call of Duty right now, or any other game for that matter that uses a very similar anti-cheat. If you start playing, you're having a great time, and you decide, oh my gosh, like I want some more juice out of this, but I don't want to run off the battery for whatever reason, right? There's a million scenarios, and I don't have to give reason for each one. But you go from a low TDP like this, you plug it in during a match, and that can trigger anti-cheat and get you banned, either on the spot or during the next login. There's been reports also of shadow bans. I've had comments, people saying that they can't even get into a match. It just sits there and load, and then they pull up their other games, everything loads just fine. It's not an internet problem. So what we're seeing is something with the wattage changing mid-match is definitely not a good thing for their anti-cheat. They are flagging that, and you are getting banned. So one thing that we can do, and I'll go over this the best that I can. So if you have an Ally, I'm not super familiar with the Legion, but it should be similar, right? We've got Armory Crate. This is a very good place to kind of see everything and change things, update things, but you want to go to your operating mode, and then you can do a manual mode. Just go ahead and set everything that you can. If you have, I've got my custom mode here, number 2. And you can try and match some of these. I'll try and get that glare out of the way there. But just 18 watts across the board. 18, I see that's 18, 20, 25. However you want to do it, just make sure the SPL there is 18. And the reason I say this is so that when you plug this in, have it default to this manual mode and not turbo. And how you can do that is have it plugged in before you're thinking of switching it, and then have it set to manual mode so that when you unplug it and plug it back in, it just reverts back to the mode that it was previously, which hopefully for you guys will be the manual mode if you set it to that. The reason 18 I'd say is a perfect sweet spot, because you don't want to be playing at 30 watt or whatever, or 25 watt for that matter, while you're walking around. The fan noise will be horrendous, the heat will be horrendous. So what you can do is if you set this to 18 watt, it is much more power efficient. I had a lot of people asking me, hey, why did you have that set to 18 watt when you were plugged in the other day playing whatever game? Well, the reason is very simple: temperature. If you guys have seen my first video that I did for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, the beta, if you look in the top left, there were so many times it said GPU temp too high. And I just was like, well, I guess there's no way around that, because you want the high performance. There's a reason that we're playing like a game on the Ally versus some other handhelds, the high refresh rate, the performance from the Z1 Extreme. You want to really squeeze all that out, but there tends to be a drop-off. And that drop-off starts happening after about 20 watts, where things don't get, like the power ratio, there's got to be some kind of diagram here that I wish I had, but the temperature for the wattage just doesn't make sense. And the actual increase in performance doesn't make sense. You're getting like a 5% increase in frame rate for like a 15% increase on temperature. It's just not worth it, you guys. You're using so much more battery, everything is hot, the fans are running more. If you want a very smooth and consistent experience across the board, I would suggest setting 18 watt to your custom mode and to your manual mode. The reason I have not gotten banned, and if I'm going to be honest, I've probably played about 40 hours on this just playing Call of Duty, whether that was on a trip or whether that's at my family, parents, for the weekend, of course, for Thanksgiving. I was playing this a ton in bed. There's so many places that I play this, and I play COD specifically, that I've always had this set to 18 watts. Even when plugged in, I just don't like the super noisy fans, and that's how I personally have been able to avoid getting banned. and I hope that this will help you guys to do the same. Now, in my previous video, I talked about there were driver issues, all sorts of that stuff, like you not even being able to get into the game. I can go over that just super quickly here for you guys. If you haven't seen that past video, you're going to want to go to My Asus. You can either download that or it should come pre-installed. Go to customer support, go to live update, and then here you can see all of the different updates and drivers that you need to install. The second method, if that doesn't work, if you're trying to launch the game, any Call of Duty game for that matter, and you're getting that driver issue, there will be a link on that same error that, like, when it pops up and says, hey, your drivers aren't up to date, it'll have a link there. Click that hyperlink, it'll take you to a page, scroll down to where you see the AMD chipset drivers. Download those, it might have you restart your device, and everything should be good to go from there. If you're persistently getting errors, there's a lot of other things you can troubleshoot, but those are the two easiest and most, like, that's how it worked for me. That's how it worked for my buddy. There's a lot of things that could be going wrong, but those are the two most common for sure. And I think that will be it for today. Not a fun video to make, honestly. I didn't think that we would be running into something like this, because if you think about it, laptop users should be getting banned as well. Anytime someone's playing on a gaming laptop and they go from not plugged in to plugged in, or whatever, they're messing with settings, like, how come they aren't getting banned? That so far the theory that we have is that's the only thing that makes sense. There's been some people that has been the exact reason. They were on handheld, they plugged their device in, bam, got banned. So at least for right now, that is the best answer as to why this is happening. Ethically, it's horrible. There's no way that Activision should continue to do this, and the only way we can get a solution out there, and with them, not a homebrewed solution with the TDP here, is we just have to report this, and I have to make a video on it. We have to get the news out there so that other people don't run into this, and this can get fixed sooner rather than later, because honestly, it's just very annoying. You purchase a game, you make no mistakes, you just plug it in and you get banned. And keep in mind here, that's like your whole account gets banned from Call of Duty. Not necessarily just, oh, I can't play, quick play now, I can only play like whatever. No, like the entirety of Call of Duty, all of your skins, it's almost like a permaban, you guys. It's not good. It thinks that you are actively trying to use cheats to win in your games. And yeah, it's just silly. I could go on and on about this, but I'm going to try and keep this one a little bit shorter. If you guys are running into any other issues, if you have any other theories or stuff like that, I'd love to hear them in the comments. This is like very, I wouldn't want to say recent, but this has been getting more and more persistent. Like, there isn't any fixes that are after the fact, after you get banned. So if you guys hear of anything, please try to keep me up to date. I'm going to try to keep myself up to date with this. There's a lot of different things I've got my fingers in, so this will be definitely something to try to keep my eye on. But I appreciate all of you guys for sticking around. If you did, hopefully you found this informative. If you did, there's going to be other things coming later on. Anytime I do find any updates on this, I'll be posting about it. But I appreciate all of you guys. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week, and game on.